we have a distinguished panel of experts and innovators who bring deep experience in law, technology, and digital justice systems. Together, we will explore how AI is beginning to shape dispute resolution in Nigeria, the challenges, and of course, the opportunities that lie ahead. We'll also have a live demonstration of a digital adjudication platform that already integrates AI in practical ways, including transcription, case management, and decision support. So let's dive in straight away. And I'm going to allow the panelists to introduce themselves briefly, starting with Mr. Albert, Jide, and then Olamiposi. Can you introduce yourselves briefly?
Thank you, Madam. My name is Emeka Albert. I'm the CEO of Lestech Ecosystem Limited. Thank you for having us on the panel.
Thank you and greetings to everyone. I am Olujide Adeniran, Executive Director, Lestech Ecosystem Limited.
Hello, everyone. I'm Olamiposi Fasina. I'm a team member of OD Africa Network. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to start off with you, Olamiposi. From your perspective, how is technology and artificial intelligence beginning to influence dispute resolution in Nigeria? And what makes our experience in Nigeria distinct from what is happening from other parts of the world?
Okay, thank you so much for the question, ma'am. Artificial intelligence is already reshaping this resolution, as you said, although it's quiet. It's not yet large scale as we see in some other parts of the world, but the influence is real and growing. Right now, AI is being applied mostly in the background. In court, for instance, through case management that automate routine work such as case assignment, e-filing, calculation of money, transcription. Though this may seem small, but there are significant changes that are already reducing backlogs and making court processes faster. We can also see the impact in legal research. We have various platforms here in Nigeria that are helping lawyers and judges analyze large volumes of legal text and case laws in seconds. So this enhances judgment writing, improves decision making, and generally boosts efficiency, let me put it like that. And also in the area of predictive analytics, we are in the stage of the early prediction system, and this system can forecast judicial outcomes based on existing legal data. What makes our experience distinct? Our digital landscape is still developing, but I must state that although we are the foundation for building digital justice, developers and innovators are creating systems that actually answer our own local challenges, like systems that use low bandwidth, systems that are trained on our own data, and systems that sometimes can work even offline. And they're easy to use. So in summary, I would say AI is beginning to influence dispute resolution in Nigeria by improving efficiency and transparency and access to justice. We're still in the early stage of this journey, but the results we have seen are visible, and slowly but surely we'll get there. But AI is really influencing justice in Nigeria, or let me put dispute resolution in Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Olamiposi, for that. And I'm going to go over to you, Mr. Albert. Before we move into the platform demonstration, could you briefly explain how your digital adjudication system at Lestech works, particularly how it uses AI for transcription, case management, and decision support? You're muted.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that question. Well, our solution basically runs from initiation of disputes from the point of initiation, the lawyer's office, prosecutor's office, through the registry to the court, where the case is adjudicated upon and finally disposed of. So the whole idea is to kind of, achieve a synergy in terms of, these different technologies. So starting from the law office, we first of all make sure that only registered lawyers are able to participate on the platform. So there's a proofing system that certifies all those registered on the platform as lawyers who are authorized to practice. Okay, so the lawyers are able to upload cases onto the platform, submit cases, submit their documents, whatever, for the purpose of filing. So instead of, going to the courthouse with, paper processes, paper documents, they basically upload that, and then over here in the courthouse, the court staff, registrars of court who process documents that are submitted are also able to see the uploaded documents, by lawyers. They are able to run their assessments and process whatever is submitted for filing, and advise payments, confirm payments, and then finally, those cases are, sent to the court, assigned to the court or the judge that's supposed to handle it, via the portal of the chief judge or the admin judge. And so when the case gets to court, adjudication begins, and there you have, ordinarily the judge will be, writing in longhand, to take notes, so our system also has a transcription system that enables the judge to handle adjudication without having to write, because there's a trained court reporter, who uses our transcription, our AI-powered transcription system, Let's Script AI, to capture proceedings, and you achieve 100% accuracy with that. Then at the end of, by the time the case is fully heard and the judge is ready to enter a ruling or a judgment, our Judex AI assists the judge in legal research, in drafting, putting together draft rulings, draft judgment for the judge's consideration. So in the entire gamut of, from case initiation to disposition of the case, you have a technology that is running that. So that's how our system covers the entire spectrum, of judicial service delivery. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Albert. So Jide, I know that LexTech already has platforms that are applying AI to real cases. Could you walk us through how your system works, highlighting some of the areas where it's being currently deployed, and explain where AI fits into the process? You are muted.
I'm muted.
Sorry. Thank you. We have the chambers technology for the lawyers, as it has been explained earlier. We have the courtroom technologies, and we have the judges' chambers technologies also. Before the full advent of AI into transcription to assist the courtroom technology, it had been the major missing link between the lawyer's chamber and the disposition of the judgment, and it's responsible for a large delay in justice sector. As we speak, we are in Federal High Court deploying the AI-assisted technology for the court reporting, National Industrial Court Nigeria. We recently had an engagement for pilot program at the Supreme Court. We are in Enugu Court, fully on ground. The judiciary in Enugu State, the same thing, Anambra State. We are engaged in presentation and discussion with some other states in Nigeria. So we are almost all over the country. What the solution does is to automate the part that the human being, because of our limitation, cannot. I'll give the courtroom technology as an example, the AI-assisted court reporting solution. A stenographer sits in the court and writes with a shortened machine as long as a matter, like let's say 5 hours. He then goes home to go and clean up and prepare and scope the document for the judge. That is where the distance, the lacuna, the delay is. But AI is here now. Within seconds after the sitting, it converts the text, the audio, into full text, identifying the speakers throughout the document and making transcript production easy immediately matters are over. So that's what we are bringing into the judicial system in Nigeria to be able to hasten justice delivery. And those are the areas we are presently covering. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Would you be showing us a bit of how that works?
Yeah, very well. I will share my screen shortly and start with the courtroom technology I've mentioned. Please, if you can confirm my screen is visible.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Thank you. Our solution is the AI-assisted verbatim reporting solution, fully homegrown, indigenous, and it has a lot of proprietary tools built into it to achieve the purpose. I will just do a brief run through, then the few minutes. Now there are provisions for cost list production for the whole year, provisions for file management for easy saving, archiving, and retrieval. And then there are ways that the solution brings in courtroom audio, either live as matters are going on, or through uploading a pre-recorded matter immediately the court rises. The system supports several, almost 133 languages across the world, including local languages in Nigeria, in Africa, in West Africa. We can see it there. So we're just going to zero down and work with the global English for the purpose of this demonstration. We asked it to load the audio and then transcribe. We have a proprietary tool built into it, and the event your audio is not very good, we call it the audio lab. The system supports several formats of audio, the WAV, the MP3, the MOV, the MP4, including video transcription into text. And then I will just pick up an already recorded audio, and then it loads it into the AI transcription server within a very short period of time. And then you have the transcription being done at the background by the machine. You can move a file, like I've explained before, into a folder for archiving, aggregating similar matters for easy retrieval when you want. You can create cost lists for the court reporters to use. It makes the work faster and all that and all that. After transcription, the beauty of this system is that each speaker in the courtroom is uniquely identified and tagged. The same identification is given. For example, if you look at speaker A, that is the registrar. The registrar is having this identification throughout the document. And a single instance, the reporter can just simply go to the edit block and change speaker A to registrar. And then it happens in all the occurrences. If speaker B, for example, is a judge, the system identifies him as speaker B throughout. So the reporter will just simply need to go and change speaker B to the judge in a single instance, and that happened throughout the document, no matter the number of pages. One other unique thing about it is the audio text synchronization. The audio and the text are matched together one by one, word for word, such that at any point in time you want to confirm a word spoken by any individual, you just simply click at that point and start playing from there. You can fast forward, you can rewind. When you have cleaned up your transcript, it identifies local name, diction, intonation, and all that. When you finish your work, you can export it in docx, Microsoft Word, in PDF and in rich text format. You select your font, your preferred font, the type and the size. And once you export, you just open it up in Microsoft, which is universal to every individual that uses a computer. And all you just need to do is to justify. The line numbers are there, the page numbers are automatically there, and the transcript is ready for submission. So that is just a brief overview of LetScript AI and how it assists the court reporters and the court and the judge not to write them longhand again. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chidi, for that eye-opening session. So, Mr. Albert, can you take us through other aspects in which AI is used in the court management system built by LexTech? You need to unmute yourself.
Yes, madam. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Jide, for that presentation. Yeah, so we have basically spoken about how our system runs from initiation of the case to conclusion. And Jide has shown what happens in the courtroom. So that's courtroom technology. We also have technology that's used in the judges' chambers. That's where decisions are made. Okay, so that's decision support technology. So we have a solution. I think I'll share my screen. It's called Judex AI. Judex AI helps the judge to come readily to decision making by, I think it's best to show this rather than describe it. So if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. This is Judex AI. So the Judex signs in, and then Judex AI says, "Hi, I'm Judex AI for the judge. Can I help you with anything?" And so this is the platform, and the judge can basically, the system allows upload of documents. So a case folder can be created, and then all the documents relating to that case can be loaded in here, as you can see. And then the judge can upload that and ask Judex AI, to do a specific thing with regards to the document. So he uploads a prompt. So here we can see the prompt uploaded. Is this about contract law? Is telling Judex, to provide, research and provide information regarding contract law in Nigeria as it relates to the case that has been uploaded. So Judex AI proceeds, to identify the facts of the case, identify the issues, identify the principles of law that apply, and then will apply the law to the facts, and at the end of the day, draws a conclusion for the judge to look at, and of course use as a resource to reach his decision. So basically that's how this works. It's very, very helpful. It eliminates all the delays in researching, reading through a huge file of documents. It basically pulls out all the rudiments that the judge needs to arrive at a decision. You can see the output after the prompt has been inserted. It has a prompt engineering tool that enables the judge to fine-tune the prompt, because the use of AI, effective use of AI depends on prompt engineering. So that's the solution. It helps judges to do their work in terms of decision making. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Apple. But are there any other aspects of the case life that your technology impacts within the court system? Are there other aspects apart from these two that have been shared?
Yes, we have also from the filing of cases, like I explained. I think I need to show this. From filing of cases, so we have the iCase flow solution. We have the iCase flow solution that enables lawyers and prosecutors and so on to initiate cases. I need to get this just a minute. Okay, so while I'm fetching it, so from case initiation, so like I said, instead of going to the courthouse to file, the lawyer uploads the documents. He basically uploads the documents, and instead of the paper flow that is always the challenge. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, I have it here now. So let me share the screen again.
Okay.
Am I still sharing my screen?
We can't see anything. You're not
Okay,
sharing.
okay, I'm done. Zoom it.
Okay, now we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is iCase flow, and this is a lawyer. He signed in. This lawyer is signed in, and let's go through the process of case filing. So he selects the court, the division of the court, and then he's going to create a case folder. And to do that, he puts in the names of the parties, the claimant and the defendant, and he puts in the details of counsel, and then he uploads the documents. He identifies the documents that he's uploading. It's motion on notice. He finds the documents and uploads it. Notice of petition, he finds the document and uploads it. And then he proceeds to create a case folder. And when that is done, folder created, then he goes ahead to submit this document after, last minute check to be sure that all the information is correct. He uploads the documents, and then when he submits the documents, rather, when he does at the registry, they will see what the lawyer has submitted for filing. This is the dashboard of the registrar of court, and they can open the documents and confirm that it's appropriate for filing. They will advise on payment. After payment is made and everything is okay, they will endorse that document with the necessary stamps, and that document is properly filed. And then it's sent in for assignment, by the chief judge or the admin judge, and then it's the chief judge assigns the case to the judge that's going to adjudicate on it. From there, the courtroom technology that Jide spoke about takes over. So that's how, that's, you know, another system that we have that basically, you know, helps to ensure that there's a reduction in paper flow, you know, within the system. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Albert. So looking ahead, what does the future, and sorry, to our distinguished audience, please, you can drop your questions in the chat box, even though in a few minutes now we would have an opportunity to interact with the panelists. But if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat box, or else once we open the floor, you'll be able to ask your questions. But let me come back to Mr. Albert and Jide. Looking ahead, what does the future of technology-enabled justice look like for Nigeria? And how is LexTech positioning itself within that vision?
Yeah.
Mr. Albert, you can take the floor first before Jide.
Well, that's okay. Jide is supposed to take that.
Okay, Jide. Okay, so it's
supposed to
fine then.
demonstrate.
Okay, Jide, you
Jide,
can.
please go ahead.
Okay.
Anyway, basically, we are looking at a scenario where you have like a democratization of you know, justice delivery, where, you know, most of the formal systems that we have, you know, become a bit broken down, okay, and people will, you know, gravitate towards simple solutions for dispute resolution. And for that reason, LexTech ecosystem, we've come up with a solution we call Settle. You know, Settle is a dispute resolution system that makes dispute resolution very simple, very easy, and very fast. Also, it's not expensive, you know, so it's more or less like an AI-powered mediation system. All right, so it's best to demonstrate that. So I'm going to demonstrate that so that we can appreciate how it works. Settle is the future of dispute resolution as far as we are concerned, and you know, in LexTech, we believe that the future is now. So the first Settle is ready for launch, and we'll be hitting you know, the markets in a very short time, a very short period of time. So let me, you know, give us a preview of Settle. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is Settle. So there are different, you know, dispute segments. You have contract, you have employment, you have landlord and tenant, all of that. So depending on what you choose, Settle will prepare itself to assist you there. So here, this particular issue here is a landlord. It's a landlord and tenant issue, and this person is complaining simple language. You know, it says, I wasn't. I think it's the contract. It's a contract. I wasn't paid. I wasn't. Okay, he's complaining that he was not paid some balance, you know, so automatically Settle says, give me information about the other party and all of that. And he says, the respondent's name is Razak Issa, his email address is so and so, and his phone number is this. Okay, dispute takes that up immediately, and let's see the next thing. Settle takes that up. Let's see the next thing it does. It says, I've collected the respondent's information as follows, and now I would like to clarify would you want to resolve this dispute? Please provide details and specific terms that you both will accept. So the person says, the settlement time is just to get my money. Okay. So the settle says, the settlement time is clear. Razak acknowledges the outstanding payment and agrees to pay the debt. Before we proceed, I would like to confirm if the settlement amount is correct and all of that. And he says yes. And then Settle goes ahead to generate an agreement between the parties, which they will endorse. And so that's the agreement there. They both endorse it, and the matter is settled. And they will, Settle will advise them as to the necessary payments or deductions that have been made, and that's effected, and the case is sorted out. And that could happen in a few hours and not months or years like we have in the regular court system. So Settle is ready and about to launch, and it's going to be a great game changer in the dispute resolution space. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Albert. Jide, would you still have anything to say in regards to what you see LexTech doing, or do we just go ahead into the Q&A right away? You are muted.
I will just add one of two words. We were at Edo State last week Friday, and the judges made it explicitly clear that they are tired writing in longhand. All over the adoption meetings we've been having with judges, they are tired writing in longhand. LexTech is currently positioned to end writing in longhand, hastening the court adjudicated dispute resolution all over Nigeria, beyond Nigeria, all over Africa. We are preparing big, and we are rolling out the mission so that all over Africa, once the bridge of the courtroom technology that is lacking is being filled up by LexTech, issue resolution handled by our court to be speeded, and every party will be happy. That is just what I want to add.
Thank you very much, Mr. Albert and Jide. At this point now, I'm going to open the floor for questions and answers. I don't know if we have questions in the chat box. I don't think I see any questions in the chat box. Does anyone have any questions for the panelists? Led, do you want to say something?
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, colleagues. Really appreciate this overview of so many creative, ingenious, and important projects that are underway. I guess I wonder if one of you mentioned about how this democratizes access to justice. And so I welcome comments further on that. And the other thing is I'm wondering if you could share some of the, I guess, most rewarding experiences with incorporating the technology into the systems that you've been part of. I know there are always many challenges, but I'm wondering if you have any experiences where you found it rewarding, responsive from the institutions or from the parties. Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? Have you noted that we have two more in the chat box? We have two more in the chat box. One is from, please count. Okay, sorry, I think. One is from Tristan. Have you observed biases in Judex AI and how they help judges make their decisions? The other is from Dan. Has there been any pushback or resistance to the use of AI in the justice system? So you have those questions. Do we have any more questions, or you can take those first and then we can then come back?
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. I will start with democratization. Well, we all know that, all over the world, dispute resolution has become very expensive, except you're doing, an alternative thing, and the reason is a simple demand and supply situation, like we all know. One research says that 1 billion disputes occur globally, annually. And for our country, Nigeria, for example, we have our share is 25 million disputes annually. And unfortunately, our courts are able to deal with less than 10% of these disputes, So right now in Nigeria, about 140 million Nigerians lack access to justice. And this is a global phenomenon, So we are quite excited about democratization, which we believe that Settle will introduce, because it brings justice down to everyone that needs it. It makes it accessible, it makes it affordable, it makes it easy to use, and it's fast. So we're quite excited about that. And I think you asked another question about joyful moments that we've had in the process, right? If I'm not mistaken. Well, one of the most
Has there been
memorable.
any pushback or resistance to the use of AI in the justice system?
No, that's someone else. The
that's-
first speaker, the second
Have you
question is the speaker.
observed biases in Judex AI and how they help judges make their decisions?
That came by text.
Yes, those are.
The first speaker asked 2 questions.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, do you want to clarify or something?
Oh, no worries. I'm very interested in the other excellent questions. I just was wondering if you had what you would call rewarding experiences, and you felt like there was receptivity, either from the parties or from the courts,
Yes.
or from those that are involved in the court system, and what that was like.
Yes, that we call that joyful moments. Okay, so I was correct. Yes, that happened when we were invited to one of the African countries. I wouldn't want to mention the name, but this is a country that has about 400 high courts across the country, right? And they have a system of, capturing proceedings. They have this fast typing secretaries who capture proceedings. And over time, diminishing returns are setting. And the secretaries were not doing too well. And so they were worried about how to move forward. So when we demonstrated Let's Script AI that transcribes in less than 5 minutes, and it was like an aha moment for them, and the whole room was quite charged up. They were very excited. This is what we've been waiting for, So that was a real joyful moment for us, So we have had that, and we believe we'll have many more of it as the solution spreads. Thank you. So pushbacks, yes, pushback. There'll always be pushback to technology, in the dispute resolution space, because most of the players, the legal professionals, they are very conservative and all of that. So we had a lot of pushback. Then again, there's been a lot of pushback about artificial intelligence. I was speaking at an event not long ago, a judges event, and there are some very respectable senior judges, retired judges, who were basically warning everybody to beware of AI. Okay. And they were like, AI is going to mislead you. AI will give you fictitious cases. AI is, all of that was going on. And I simply responded that AI is garbage in, garbage out. AI is all about prompt engineering. So if you have to learn how to properly prompt the AI, including telling AI not to give you fictitious cases, including telling AI to provide reference for every case, for every material that it depends on, that it uses in its opinion. AI will obey you. So it depends on how you prompt it. So I told them there's no cause for alarm. AI is a tool that we should all learn how to use and leverage on to make life easier for us. So what was the last question now? You're muted, ma'am. I can hear
Have
you.
you observed biases in Judex AI and how they help judges make their decisions?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we built Judex AI being conscious that AI can have biases, can hallucinate, and all of those issues. So we ensured that in training the model, those things were reduced to the barest minimum. All right. So AI basically tries to be Judex AI, tries to be very professional, because it's told to be a seasoned Judex, should act as a seasoned Judex. So it tries to be very professional, and it gives you exactly what you can find in the books, what you can find in your regular sources as a judge, and it avoids biases. That's what I can say for now. But of course, we are open to have feedback from other users. Thank you.
I don't know if I can just add a line.
Definitely, you can jump in.
Yes, to address the issue of biases and pushback, we've embedded in our rollout advocacy and education for stakeholders and users of our solutions. Like Mr. Albert mentioned the issue of the Judex AI and the judge saying this. Wherever we go to deploy, we engage the stakeholders during the adoption period on education. We all know that an average individual of a certain age, Gen Z may not have the problem with this, but the Gen X and the baby boomers will have that resistance. So we have brought in advocacy, we brought in education to simplify and make adoption easy for the stakeholders.
Yes, looks like there's another question.
Yeah, there is another question. So, the next question is, when will Settle be launching? Sounds interesting, and the participant wants to know.
Great. Thank you for that feedback. Settle is quite interesting. Settle should be launching in a couple of weeks, max 4 weeks, because we are, running the final user acceptance testing. Okay, so if you'd be interested, we could send you a link, to join the user acceptance testing. So after that, we'll be ready to launch. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Albert. Do we have any more questions? I see that Tan is here. Tan has a session in about 2 hours, and I'll encourage everyone on this call to please join. Tan is from Montreal, and he'll be showing us some very interesting developments from his part of the world. So please, I enjoy everyone. In another 2 hours, the next session will be Tan's session. Tan, do you want to say something to us about your session coming up? Do we have any other questions? If not, I'll go to the last words. I have one more question for the panelists. So Olamiposi, I'm coming back to you now. So looking ahead, what do you think AI could do you think AI could one day act as a neutral decision maker in resolving disputes, or should it always remain a tool that supports human judgment? What do you think?
Okay, thank you, Ma. Before I answer the question, I would like to say that it's been a pleasure learning from my senior colleagues from LexTech and knowing more about their platform. So to answer the question, personally, I believe AI should remain a support system for human judgment, not a replacement, or it should not act as a neutral decision maker. I like to think of AI as a GPS. It can guide you, give you direction, or even suggest faster routes, but you are still the driver. So you still need to have common sense, know where to follow, or to ignore the map, or even ask people for directions. So AI can help us analyze data, but it lacks the empathy and the human understanding of fairness that I believe are essential in dispute resolution. So yes, AI can assist, but the final judgment should always rest with the humans. It should help us make justice faster and smarter, not replace the human touch that gives justice meaning. That's my answer.
Thank you very much, Olamiposi. And I'm going to ask Jide also the same question. Do you think AI will remain a tool that supports human judgment, or is it going to send us all out of business?
Anyway, it goes without saying that the artificial intelligence is not capable of empathy, demeanor watching, critical thinking. It's very, very capable in gathering information, aggregating the information, and making it available for the human element to decide when it comes to dispute resolution, some other part of justice aggregation. So, to my thinking, AI is like a vehicle and will remain the vehicle largely to make the human judge get to the destination of justice disposition earlier than he will have done. If I'm, for example, going to Ghana now, without an airplane, I will be trekking, it will take me days. But the AI is like the airplane that will make me get to where I'm faster. So there are things AI can handle on its own, and there are things it cannot handle, but it needs a human aspect of it to deliver. So, to my mind, that is why we build our products and we call it Judges Assistance, AI, verbatim reporting assistance, and all that. This should allay the fear of those that believe that AI will one day chase them out of circulation. It's not exactly. It enhances whatever is it we are doing in justice sector. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Albert, you have the final word. What would you say? What is your view about AI one day acting as the neutral decision maker in resolving disputes, or remaining a tool?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. Very, very significant. I will speak futuristically. Now, before that, I would say that Settle is an AI that's built to resolve disputes and will resolve certain disputes, okay? If you give it the permission to do so. And where it cannot, it can refer you to the professionals who can, you know. So the future of AI. So basically, we brought that feature into present tense in developing Settle. I believe that the future of AI is that as we go along, there'll be a kind of streamlining of, you know, those challenges that, those disputes that can be processed, that can be easily processed. Simple, straight to the point, disputes that, you can logically, arrive at the same answer. So AI can be programmed to resolve that. Take that off the list of what, the professionals will handle. So I do not think that AI will replace, will take over dispute resolution and knock everybody off. No. I rather think that AI is going to move from, where it is now as a mere assistant, to more like where it can actually take care of certain disputes, program to take care of certain disputes. This is all about programming. It can take care of certain disputes that are easily, resolvable logically, like I said, while reserving those other disputes that only, a human intelligence can handle. That I think is where we're going. Because if you look at the statistics, okay, if you know the challenge that Brazil had, in 2014, 2015, where they had 100 million cases in backlog, and they have to deploy technology massively, AI massively, to reduce that. In 2023, they reduced that to about 70 million cases in backlog. You will know that we have to do more than just getting assistance from technology and artificial intelligence. We need to kind of streamline and allow AI to do more. That's the future that I see. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our participants and the panelists. We say a big thank you. This session shouldn't last for more than an hour. I think we're just about that now. So I want to thank everyone and the panelists, and particularly Leah Dan, the organizers, NCTDR fellows that are on the call. Thank you all for joining us, and it's been a very interesting and educating session, even for me. And I want to thank particularly the LexTech team for the wonderful work that they are doing out of Nigeria. And we look forward to hearing more about Settle in the ODR community. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.